Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vivek, and I welcome you all to this webinar of Project Managers Club of Pune and College of Engineering Pune, jointly organizing for over 5 years now, and Project Managers Club of Pune is over 7 years now. Okay, and so we are again back with another topic, and very interesting topic of innovation and creativity, which is like hot topics today. And I'm sure you will learn new things in that. So we are again back here with Ketan Gandhi, and who doesn't need any kind of introduction in this forum, but for the people who have joined first time or for the extended audience, let me put up highlight some of the hidden points of which is generally probably not known unless you see his profile or something like that. Okay, so he is basically an engineer, instrumentation engineer by the qualification, but he is a management professional. He has done a lot of management as such, executed a lot of programs, a whole unit as such, and now he coaches the managers. He has been a very versatile experience, having like alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, and have completed courses from Harvard Business School, have done a sustainable energy program from Sweden. He has worked in almost, I think, 15 to 16 countries overall in his total experience, and has handled the complete unit in Suzlon Energy for quite a long time. And for quite some time, he is training professional management professionals, training students, management students, coaching the people, and helping the organization to improve their productivity. I think Ketan will be associated with, I think, 15 to 20 institute in Pune and outside, and even more than that, actually. I probably may not have the right count as such. So welcome again, Ketan, and it is really a pleasure to introduce you every time I come here. Thank you very much. Please take this over.
Thank you, Vivek and Kalyan, for this wonderful introduction and giving me an opportunity to be part of this Project Managers Club of Pune. It's in the 8th year, and we have already crossed 70 programs so far. That's really a good milestone, and we are trying our best to network with people, to learn and share from each other, and this has become a vibrant community. Discussing about today's topic, of course, this is very, very interesting topic as far as industry or individual is concerned. And I would like I would request everyone to participate as much as you all can, because then only it will be a shared learning among all of us, because I'm sure you all come from huge industry experience and background, and from diverse industries. So it is always good to learn from the best practices and challenges of different industry sectors or different companies, and then how leaders and managers are actually working to solve those challenges. So please interact as much as you can. Okay, so let's start with, like in any of the school, in a preliminary education, we start with ABCD, right? So I'll give you a choice. Select 2 letters which are very important for you. Select any 2 letters and just write it down in the chat box. Any 2 letters out of 26. We'll again pick up this at the end of the session. Which are the two letters you picked up, and what was the reason behind those two letters? And if we have to think from the innovation and creativity perspective, which two letters are very, very important? I'll give you half a minute to think about A to Z. Select any two letters and write down in the chat box. Okay, we have one response. Kalyan, will you help whenever any question or any response comes?
Sure, sir.
The chat box, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two responses.
I'm monitoring it. We'll let you know.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, 4 responses. From innovation and creativity perspective, what I found are the 2 most important letters, which I'm keeping in my mind 24/7. Anything which I try to do, I keep these 2 letters in my mind. And it reminds me of coming back on innovation track. If I'm moving away from the innovation or creativity, it reminds me that I should come back on that. So that's the reason I thought that I should share it with you all as well. Okay, so we have, I think, a couple of good responses. We'll discuss later about this particular activity.
Yeah, we can proceed.
Yeah. Okay, now I always try to look at some of the management research or surveys, and there are n number of companies, especially the large consulting companies or the reputed universities like Harvard Business School. They generally conduct a survey across the globe, 10,000 to 15,000 sample size. And such surveys always give us some different perspectives, something which will always help us to understand what is going on across the world. So I came across one of such research finding that 80% of the CEO express that innovation is extremely important for their company, for their sector, for them. However, in the same survey, the another question was about how well they are doing on innovation. And only 20% said that we are doing well. Rest of 80% of the people said that it's not easy for us to work on innovation, or we are not getting the results out of innovation or creativity. So the question came to my mind, why this gap when everyone, especially the top leadership team, when everyone thinks about innovation is important, why they are not able to do it, why they are not successful? So if anyone can unmute and please share your views, or you want to type it in the chat box, what do you think? What could be the reason of why companies are not doing well on innovation front? Even though they have an objective, holistic objective, they want to bring a change, but somehow they are not successful. What do you think?
Hi, sir. This is Kavinaya.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would say for innovation, two things are taken into account. So one is the risk. So first time when they are giving something in the innovations, if it is a larger step to get a risk, company will resist because they don't want to take risk much. This is the main reason we could say, sir, actually here.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, thank you for sharing very important perspective. Okay. Yes, anyone else? Please share. Please feel free. This is a very different program today.
Lack of ideas, fear of failure. Somebody has shared their views.
Okay. Okay, yeah, they're all valid points.
Yeah.
I also feel that people are not very clear about the definition that or recognizing that innovation is really happening.
Okay.
Probably it is happening, but not recognized, not caught up.
Okay. Yeah, that also could happen. Okay.
There are also gaps in between the senior management and the people on the ground to understand the life cycle of innovation.
Okay.
How far it goes, does it take to take it to closure. There are gaps both sides from the management aspect also, like saying, okay, I authorize you to do it doesn't mean that it can be done. There are a lot of, somebody talked about risks. So there are other aspects around it, funding, relevance to the organization, a lot of other things to be considered. So these are the execution gaps primarily, which comes up.
Execution gaps. Okay. Wonderful. So we'll try to address a few of these gaps and see whether we can, as an individual, as a team leader, as a manager, whether we can do something, whether we can bring change. And I always believe that the change starts from individual. So if I want to bring a change in my organization, first of all, I have to look in myself. Do I need to change? Yes. Then what? How? When? All these things, and first I start changing myself. So this is the practice that I have been doing, and I think most of you will agree that yes, change should start from us, and then slowly it can propagate to the rest of the organization. So we'll try to discuss about these gaps, some of these gaps, and see what we can do as an individual. Now, irrespective of whether the company is a large or a small, whether they are into banking sector or insurance sector or oil and gas, or whether they are operating in Europe or India or anywhere, basically, as far as competition is concerned, these are the three major strategies which was proposed by Harvard Business School professor Michael Porter in his research work in competitive advantage and competitive strategies. So these are the three major strategies that any company will have to follow to be successful. And these are the competitive strategies. That means they need to adopt these strategies and they should be better than their competitors after adopting that particular strategy. So let's say cost leadership. Cost leadership means the company is having a low cost production or service delivery, which is a low cost. And the company is so successful that their cost is low compared to other competitors, and that's how they are successful. Differentiation strategy talks about it is even if there are high cost of production, there are customers who would like to use some of the product with advanced features, with a high level of services, performance, aesthetics. There are many dimensions to it. And these customers are ready to pay premium price. And we have seen in case of electronic gadgets, in case of television, in case of cars, all these products that we have seen, there are companies offering a differentiated products, and these companies are also successful. So the companies following a differentiation strategy, they are successful. Companies following a cost leadership strategy, they are also successful. Now, if a company is not able to offer their product or services to the large segment of the market, and still they would like to select, they would like to serve a select group of customer, they follow a focus strategy. Means there is a market segment or a customer segment is small, and they would like to only serve this segment rather than the entire globe, or rather than the entire country or the entire market. Now, out of these three strategies, my question to you is, which strategy would require company to adopt creativity and innovation the most? What do you think? Yeah, anyone? Kalyan, can you check?
Yeah, one response talks about the company with the low cost. That means the
Company with the
cost
low
leadership.
cost.
Yeah,
Okay.
the cost
Interesting.
leadership segment. Yeah.
Okay. So generally, the perception is that if any company is following a differentiation strategy, then they have to innovate.
Yeah.
They
There is
have to
also a
bring,
response.
they have to bring new products. They have to bring advanced products. The way we have seen how Apple is bringing iPhones, and there are several other companies following a differentiation strategy and launching new products at a periodic interval. But the first response about even a cost leadership, even this cost leadership require innovation. It's not that simple that we just reduce our cost and we just go out in the market and sell our product or services. Even cost reduction require innovation, because if the way we have done cost reduction, I'm sure competitors can also do it, right? The way you have done it. So after some months, after some years, the advantage that you had about low cost will not be there, and then company will start facing a problem. So whether you are following a differentiation strategy, whether you are following a cost leadership strategy, and whether or you are following a focus strategy, innovation will be required in pursuing any competitive strategy. Now, many times when we interact with the companies during consulting, during training assignments, when we ask them that, can you identify which strategy your company is following? And then most of the time, at least 80% of the time, managers are not very clear. They are stuck in the middle. They want to follow a differentiation strategy. They want to reach out to customer and highlight innovative products. And they also want to try to reduce the cost. Now, these are completely two different 180-degree opposite objectives, that you reduce the cost and you also achieve the differentiation. If you can do it, then you can, as a company, you can become a Google or you can become a Toyota. If you can genuinely do it, differentiated product at the low cost. But that's something which is one of the most difficult tasks, not impossible, because there are many companies have achieved both. Otherwise, the companies are confused. They are stuck in the middle. So the companies which are stuck in the middle, irrespective of whether they are in a low cost, whether they are in differentiation, or whether they are in a focus strategy, they always tell you that the business is not good, there are challenges, we are losing customer, our sales turnover is not increasing. The same sector, you will find there are competitors in the same category of the product for the same customer groups. They are very, very successful. So one of the major difference between the two could be the right strategy and then execution actions to make sure that their actions are aligned with the strategy and they are successful. My point of bringing this is that innovation is not only attached or required in differentiation strategy. Innovation is required in cost leadership. Innovation is required in focus strategy as well. So irrespective of which strategy your company is following, innovation is mandatory. That is the point that I wanted to make. Okay, now since last 20 years, we have seen that there are hundreds of articles and millions of search engine results that you will find when you search on internet, creativity and innovation. I would like to know from you your understanding, without referring to a dictionary. What is your understanding about creativity and innovation? What do you feel? Just express in one line. Anyone would like to express what do you mean by innovation and creativity? Okay, let's see. So creativity is
Design thinking. Somebody has given a
okay,
comment,
thinking. Yeah, that's right. Creativity is all about
ideas,
thinking. Yes,
breakthrough
you're right.
ideas,
Okay.
improving the current product, innovation, new discovery, creativity.
Okay, wonderful.
So
Yeah,
in
all
my
are quite related and quite good responses.
In my view, is whatever you do something better than the status quo. Whatever you can do better than the status quo.
Okay. Yeah. So I try to look at the layman's language, which is easy to understand. I mean, there are hundreds of books written on creativity and innovation, and every author, every researcher has their own jargons. But I think what is most important is basic understanding about term. Creativity is about thinking something new, whereas innovation is about doing something new, right? So innovation is about newness, and creativity is about something that we are thinking we want to bring out in future. So that's the basic difference between creativity and innovation. But most of the article literature, they use this word interchangeably. So here also, for the next 1 hour, we will be either using creativity or innovation. The purpose is basically to bring a change, through innovation. Now, I want to, because you all come from industry, I want your input about what is really going to be different from 2025 to 2030, because I think that is a period that I'm looking at after recovery of the COVID situation and global economy back on track by December 2024. So between 2025 and 2030, those 5-6 years will be very, very crucial. Do you anticipate any change? Because unless we have a context, unless we have a linkage of these changes vis-a-vis the requirement of innovation, it will be very difficult for us to appreciate and spend time on our efforts on innovation. So if anyone can point out if there are any changes that you expect between 2025 to 2030 in economy, in industry, in working, in human resources, in customer expectation, any area that you can think of, because ultimately it will demand some change. The way companies and managers are working, the way they deliver products and services, the way they design products and services. You can unmute yourself and speak so that others can listen if it is possible. Otherwise, you can type it down and then Kalyan will. Yes, Kalyan.
One response is more towards AI.
AI, okay, wonderful.
Then production lead time to be reduced, quicker delivery. These are some inputs which are flowing through. Anyway, my view is the challenges of global supply chain has been highlighted very badly by this COVID thing.
Yes.
So there will be focus on having not just now the dependency on 1 or 2 countries at a global level will get reduced. They will try to diversify and de-risk. So there will be regional level supply chain networks will definitely strengthen. That will be the focus.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So what I see in next 5 years, 5 to 6 years, 2025 to 30, I see there will be less jobs. Less jobs means the jobs which we were doing in the past, the repetitive jobs, the jobs which can be taken over by robots and cobots. Those jobs will not be there. Of course, there will be new job creation because Industry 4.0 and AI is part of Industry 4.0 will be everywhere, whether it is a 5G, whether it is a blockchain, whether it is a robots, whether it is a AR, VR, any of this technology, which is part of the industry 4.0, from 2025 onwards, we'll see everything on ground. Even the small and medium-sized companies also will be adopting these tools and technologies. The resources will still continue be less. I mean, these are the resources like natural resources. These are the resources which are required as an input to the production process. So those resources will be constrained. This will also increase the price of the raw material the way we have seen in last 3-4 years. There will be recession. The recessions will be frequent, and the recession might be a longer duration. Earlier, we have seen ups and downs in economy that after few years, every few years, there will be a recession, and then after a few months, again, the economy will come back on track. But we will see these things are changing. There will be more startups coming up across the globe with innovative ideas, and they would be disrupting the existing companies who are not yet adopting these ideas. And we have seen how financial service sector and the companies have taken the lead, and the banks could not do it, but these financial service companies could do it, miracles using the technology. More demanding customers, because as we have seen now, the customer wants everything yesterday, customer wants everything cheaper, customer wants everything needs to be world class, and all these attributes are actually putting pressure on manager and the company to meet their expectations. Competition will be high, very high competition, which will again put additional pressure on the companies. There will be a constant change in external business environment, and this business environment will also be impacting even a small and medium companies. So if we think that we are insulated from all these changes, I think those days are those time is over. Competition is huge, will increase only. There will be a hybrid working environment. Of course, we have seen companies have started asking people to resume from office, but we'll see this hybrid working will be there, and this will be a big challenge for organization culture. This will be a big change of collaborative working. And current innovation level, that only the companies and their managers would know that that today's survival or today's success is based on their innovation or based on something else. Only they can answer. But we have seen many established companies have started realizing that they are not innovative enough, and that is the reason they have started training their people on innovation. They have started asking managers to identify projects in innovation area. It's all a sign that earlier they were not feeling 100% sure about their own innovation level. So these are the changes, and all these changes will only put pressure on manager and the leader, and especially the people above the age of 40 will have the maximum challenge as far as jobs, career growth, and other issues are concerned. So innovation is that way very, very important concept and an important issue for anybody above 40 years of age during 2025 to 2030.
Ethan, I have a little some ideas on this, or maybe a little different ideas. Can you go back to the previous slide?
Yes.
What is going in my mind? Let me share
Yes,
that.
please.
So, like looking at the less jobs, I feel the kind of job we have today will change. I'm not sure if it will be less or it will be more, but you will be doing something different than what you are generally think of doing today. So I just many experts do these forecasted that this is by in 10 years this will happen. But what happens actually, they all are linear forecasted based on the previous experience. But what happens every time something happens which is nobody has thought of, and the whole environment changes and all of a sudden new things emerge which nobody actually has predicted. For example, last 2 years we have pandemic, and like you easily put it, hybrid environment. If anybody would have asked you, or probably anybody, that what about hybrid environment 2 years ago, it might not be there in the list.
Yes.
And looking at it, I think in next 5 years, the people will be mobile. You are in office, out of office, does not matter altogether.
True.
It is completely on you to deliver something, and it does not matter, right, in or out.
Yeah, so this less job is not from the economist point of view, or not from forecast point of view.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm closely working with a couple of companies, and for longer duration as part of the consulting and training assignment. What I've seen is these companies have doubled and tripled their turnover without even increasing a single headcount, because they could bring automation in their factory, they could bring ERP system. So, I mean, from those perspective, what I see, of course, the new company will come and then they will recruit people. So I'm not doing this particular thing from economist point of view, or a politics, or a government point of view.
Yeah, from the company point of view, right?
But I want to prepare myself looking at the worst scenario, that if there will be less jobs, will I be ready in 2025? If the jobs will be less, if the jobs will not be less in 2025, and I have prepared myself for innovation, I will be in an advantage position, right?
True.
So it is always better to think a worst scenario to prepare our capabilities and resources. If worst scenario comes, then we are ready with our capabilities and resources. If worst scenario will not be there, anyway, we are ready. So from those perspective, I thought to bring this context,
right,
and relevance with the innovation.
I have one more thing, like, in my opinion, by 2030, we'll be having industry 5.0.
Yeah, could be. Let us realize industry 4.0 at least.
Yeah.
At every individual employee level.
Okay,
So,
I have a point.
Yes, Shivakumar, please.
When you say resources, it means physical resources as well as human resources.
Yeah.
Right? Both the resources, because more exploitation of physical resources, it could be anything, infrastructure, material, raw material, anything. So when you explore more of it, then of course the resources will come. Even oil, they say, oil is going to be drastically going to come down, the production or the availability.
True.
But therefore, that leads, as you say, that leads to more innovation. We have other renewable sources of energy, which will be, of course, we all know solar energy, that's all, the wind energy, all those things. But then that dependency will be more on that.
True. Absolutely.
And resources, when you say, it is not, it is more of skilled resources. Upscale.
Absolutely.
Will be less. You may have people seeking
skilled and capable resources.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. And also the financial capital, because that is still going to be a big challenge with 15% interest rate as an Indian industry. If I have to borrow from a bank and put it in my company, I'll think twice. So these are again huge challenges as far as Indian context is concerned. Even finance is a big challenge.
True.
Now, when we interact with the company, especially in the first meeting with the CEO or the director or the owner of the company, they always ask a question that how innovation can help our company. What do you think? Can innovation help a company? Really? If yes, how can we explain?
I think it is a survival, actually.
Yeah.
Not really benefit.
True. Yeah. So that is the first point always highlighted. That yes, survival is one of the important points. But before even this question is asked, I think the relevant question would be: is my company innovative enough? Whether innovation can help me, in which way? I think the first question should be: is my organization creative or innovative enough? Then it boils down to, is my team is creative? And then the next question should be, am I creative? Am I innovative? So when these three questions are asked by individual, by team, or by within the company, I think a lot of responses and a lot of inputs will be shared. And the company and the team will be able to highlight the area of improvement, which they can identify, and they can bring a change projects in the company, and they can prepare themselves for future challenges using innovation or innovative approach. I would like to, one of the objective of this program was also to find out the individual innovativeness, because I don't know which survey or which ranking or which tool that you are using, but I use this tool for quite some time now to find out what is my level of innovativeness, what is my individual innovation score. So if you can look at these 10 points and do your self-assessment. The rating should be between 1 and 10. 10 being you 100% agree, or 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, or you don't agree with this particular point. So you can find out your total score, and you can find out your current creativity score. This is a tool I'm using it, so I thought to share it with all of you. I'll give you 2-3 more minutes for you to read and to do a self-assessment. You don't have to share your score to anybody. It's just for your individual purpose. Be honest as much as you can to get a clear picture or correct picture about your own creativity score. Once you finish your self-assessment, just write a message that you completed, so we know, and then we can move on to the next topic. Okay, as I can see, there are already a few responses that they have completed. Okay, wonderful. I'll wait.
People have contributed also.
Wait for 1 more minute before we move on to the next topic.
Is this available on any website is the question?
No, this is my own work, and I thought it's available now to you. So, of course, we will share the link of this program with all of you. So you will have, you can refer it. I've not yet published because I'm doing research using this tool with industry people as well. And I'm also updating this list depending on my own learning. So. Now, I'm sure everyone would be somewhere on 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 4 on different on this self-assessment questions. It only gives us a snapshot that where we are today as a overall, and then individually each point is actually pointing us that if there is any area of improvement for us. For example, if you are not a risk taker, then you may think about if you truly want to become innovator in future, then you might have to take a risk. Now, suppose you are giving a risk, you are a risk taker, you are giving a 10 out of 10 points, then you can just look at it whether you have taken any risk in last 4, 5, 6, 10 years in your career, in your business, in your work or in your life, and that will tell you whether you are really a risk taker or not. So a kind of a self-assessment, just asking a question to yourself and writing the correct rating will give you a snapshot, and then you can identify a change plan for future.
Sir, I think we can proceed.
Yes. Now, I mean, there are many creativity related books and literatures, but I think I like this particular categorization, publication of 1970, where the creativity persona is divided into 3 categories. The first category is called jester. The second category is called sage, and third category is called artist. So as you can see from the photographs, anyone can categorize themselves in one of these categories. You may be absolutely clear like artist. You may be an inspirational leader like sage, like scientist, like engineer, like philosophical thinker, or you may be a playful person. You bring positivity in the workplace, which is the role that jesters play. So you can divide your persona, you can categorize your persona, and I think everyone has one of the dominant. We all have we have all 3 of this persona inside us, but one of this persona will be a dominant category. So just a realization about that particular aspect, and then using it properly in your day-to-day work and in your day-to-day life will help you a lot. The benefit of innovation are much more: survival, growth, competitiveness, employee culture, motivation level of employee. People are happy. If happy employees are there, then obviously they will work better, offer best products and services. I mean, we can go on listing the idea, but I think it's about survival and the growth. These are the 2 major aspects of innovation, which is also financially linked with the revenue and profit. So these are the 4, and the competition, beating competition. These are the areas that the CEOs and top leadership team would like to focus on. And definitely there are n number of examples that we have where innovation has helped companies to achieve survival as well as growth, as well as revenue and profitability. Now, whichever business we are in, whichever company we are working, our future is being shaped every day by the actions taken by the managers, by the companies. So wherever we are today, we're based on the action taken by these companies and the leaders 10 years ago. And whichever action they are taking today, in terms of resources, technology, in terms of organization culture, in terms of training, whichever action they are taking today will determine our individual contribution, our individual growth and success in next 10 years. So no individual is insulated from this particular aspect. Of course, we don't see every day what is being shaped up, but then we only realize at one fine day that whether we are successful or whether we have some major challenges. Okay, so there will be always a question that what is there in innovation for me? How innovation will help me as an individual? Now, if you are innovative, and if your manager, your company, your CEO has recognized you as a person who brings innovation, then obviously your career growth will be much different, will be much better. And because the job demands a lot of creativity, and you can channelize your innovativeness or creativity into those job profile. So it will be very helpful to individual in future, looking at the context, looking at things are going to change in business situation. Innovation is one of the tools which can help us to survive and grow as individual as well. We have to understand the innovation has evolved, because 30 years ago, the innovation means any new technology solution, any new engineering solution was referred as innovation. That was an old definition. But we know now it's not only a product, it's a service, it's a process innovation. There are several categorization of innovation. Business model innovation has come. So we know that now innovation, scope of innovation has actually exceeded much more than just a product related innovation. But yes, we all know that any new product, all 100%, suppose 100 products are being developed, not all 100 out of 100 will be successful. And even the companies are aware that not all products will not be equally successful. So there's a success ratio of the product is pretty low, anywhere between 2 to 4%, again depending on the kind of innovation or the kind of product category that we are talking about. So difficulty, there is going to be a difficulty in achieving and sustaining the competitiveness, because there could be a chance of failure, there could be a risk of failure, but there is no other way out. We have to continue, in spite of this failure rate, we have to continue working on innovation. Now, another challenge which is in the innovation field is that the life cycle of product is getting shorter and shorter. Earlier, it used to be 10 years. Once you launch a product for 10 years, 5 years, your product will be there in the market and nothing will change. Today, we know that it has become few weeks only. And this shorter cycle we have seen in almost every product categories, whether it's a car, cell phone, or even other categories of products. Most products are becoming commodities, because the moment you bring innovative product, unless you have a patent product protection, your competitors and other companies are going to imitate the features of your product. So immediately there are competitors are launching their products very similar to your product. That means the differentiation between two products offered by two different companies will not be there, or maybe very little difference. Technology is changing everything. It has changed the way we live, the way we eat, the way we do shopping, the way we do anything in business or in life. And it is also adding, putting additional pressure on individual to be innovative. Customer needs and wants are also changing, and customers are more demanding today in any sector that you take. So as an individual, as a manager, when you spot an opportunity in your company that, okay, there is an innovation opportunity, you need to look at, with this particular opportunity, are you going to solve any problem that the customer or maybe an organization might be facing? So is there a proof of value? If you bring this particular solution, if you redesign a product, whether there will be a value addition or not. Then there will be a feasibility, whether, okay, there is a theoretical value, but is there a proof of concept? Can we have a prototype and can we see it's really working? Can we see we can really achieve the intended results? The third, proof of market. Is there customers or a customer segment or a customer group who are ready to buy this particular product? Many times you have a valuable product, your proof of concept is also proven, but then you are too early and there are no takers. The customers are not yet ready to buy those products. And then after customers are using these products, whether those problems or challenges have been solved. So is there a proof of impact? So when you look at any of your innovation opportunity in your company, from this proof of value to proof of impact, you can make a good business case in your company that this is a good opportunity and we must innovate. We must bring this innovation project in our company. Because here you are integrating, you are thinking from the customer's point of view, you are thinking from the manufacturing and delivery point of view, you are thinking from the acceptance acceptance by the customer, you are thinking about solving a problem, and you are also thinking about how validating your product concept or your innovation concept. So this is a good framework that you can use it before you put up a proposal with your management about new innovation project. So desirability, feasibility, and viability. If you see all three, then it's a good business case for innovation. And you must identify those innovation projects, and you can get a funding also, because senior management will immediately quickly make out that yes, this project or this particular innovation has a lot of important features and potential for future growth. Yes, this is what we see. The traditional approach, there is a product development time, or you can say time to market, in which the company will invest. So there will be a negative cash flow, and then there will be a product will be launched, and then there will be, for some time, the profit will be there, but then profit will start declining because there are competitors, or maybe a new product has to be launched. What innovation will do is innovation will increase this profit period, because by the time the competitors will realize, and by the time competitors will be ready to launch the product, if your product is truly innovative, then obviously they'll take a lot of time to design and come up with a new product. That means you can prolong this profit period, and this only innovation can do it. There are many innovations. We'll quickly go through because we have a few other activities also to perform. But innovation in terms of business model, innovation in terms of supply chain and distribution chain, innovation in terms of how what should employee do in terms of a structure, innovation in terms of process. These are all good examples of very, very successful companies following innovation in different areas in the company, and becoming a world leader, or you can say a market leader in those segments. There's a product performance, of course, this doesn't need any introduction. So product performance or a product system, innovation has really helped companies. There is a service innovation, like what we have seen Amazon Prime. Then we have channel innovation. We have brand image, brand activism, and we have customer engagement. So these are some of the other innovation. There are also other categorization of innovation that you come across when you refer books or articles. And the purpose is that how can you achieve those kind of innovations? So either your revenue model, either the innovation may impact your market share, or innovation may impact to make your company a market leader, or maybe you can achieve a cost leadership. Maybe you can spot a new opportunity to serve a customer or new segment. Maybe a differentiation strategy you can adopt. Maybe a new business altogether, which you have never thought about such business, but then the innovation has given you opportunity to do a new business. Maybe quality will be improved, and because of the total quality improvement, you have a better profit. Or because of the service innovation, maybe you get repeat business because your customers are very happy with your products and services. So these are other categorization of innovation that you can focus on. So whichever, because not every manager, I mean, you might be working in different departments in different companies, and not everyone is in part of R&D. Not everyone is part of the engineering or design team. But then whichever area you are, can you identify some innovation opportunities like process innovation, like bringing a total quality management related improvements, maybe a shop floor related improvements? Can you bring the innovation there in your work area and achieve some success? There are many tools which you can use. The steps are simple. You have to define a problem or a challenge. So any tool which can define a problem, whether it is a Pareto chart, whether it is a 5W analysis, the total quality management related tools. There are so many tools available where you can define a problem. Then once you define the problem and once you know the causes of the problem, then you need to generate ideas. Now, there are ways and means that you can generate ideas. One, the best one which is working in industry is that everyone who are working in the company, irrespective of the department, irrespective of their job profile, they may contribute into sharing their views about solving the challenge or a problem. That is done through brainstorming. Then creative thinking, design thinking, these are other tools, 6 thinking hats. So these are other tools you can use it for idea generation. You can also use flow chart and service blueprint, because nowadays service economy and more companies are in the service business. You can use service blueprint is a very good tool to find out the innovation opportunities. You can just observe how things are done in factory, or how customers are using your product. Even that itself will lead to a lot of innovation. And customer is one of the biggest source of innovation, because whenever customer complains, whenever customers share their requirements, I mean that can straight away go into your innovation evaluation project. That one customer has raised this request. Is it a viable option? Is there a market? So all those proof of concept and proof of viability you can check. Once you generate ideas, then obviously it's a time to implement the ideas. And in there are two major approaches. One is a rapid prototyping, and another one is experimentation. And because we are using 3D printing technology very effectively, and those 3D printers are available for a commercial use as well, this also helps companies to develop their prototypes and test their concept, whether it is really working or not. So these are some of the tools that you can use it to quickly innovate in your work area. The process is simple. You should doubt everything. You should think about opportunity of improvement in whatever is happening. Because even when you look at most successful past ideas, at some point in time, they were just hypotheses. And somebody had done work on those ideas. They have implemented, they have developed a product, and today that idea is workable. So start doubting everything and you will get, and this also leads to depends on your curiosity level. So just keep your mind and eyes and ears open. You'll get number of opportunities. And then of course, defining the problems or defining the possibilities, idea generation, evaluation of idea, and then execution. These are the pretty standard steps that any company will have to follow in innovation. Okay, let me give you a small case study. I want to use one of the tools called brainstorming, since you all are from industry and we have some time. We have some time to do this. So this is a company which is manufacturing this kind of products, and this company was in 1970. This company faced a problem. Company was about to close down, a bankruptcy kind of situation, and the revenue was only 80 million euros in 1970. So I want all of you to share ideas for innovation. What this company can do so that this company can survive and this company can grow. And can this company apply innovation? Because in 1970, innovation was not that popular concept, management concept or management tool. I would like to know from you that if you are part of this company, which are making these kind of writing instruments for various applications, what do you think? Let's use the brainstorming tool. Let's see how it is working. So that tomorrow when you go back to work and if you have to use brainstorming tool, you can use it. By the way, how many of you are really using brainstorming tool? Ideally, the way it should have been used in a true sense.
We can probably have a 2-in-1 where a highlighter and a pen are being used.
Okay, yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Okay. 2-in-1. Of course, in between we have seen there are 4 different color refill in one pen. We have used it, those kind of instruments as well, that you don't have to have 4 pen like black color, red color, blue color, all are in one. So that innovation we had already seen. We are discussing the case study of 1970, but then we have used a lot of innovative writing instruments in these 50 years. But yes, still you can contribute and you can think about what all can be a possibility.
And come up with new products which are maybe looking traction in the future. Maybe
Okay.
whiteboard.
Yeah, so this
whiteboard.
company will have to think about how the writing will be different. Will there be a light writing at all? Now imagine that 1970. Can you imagine that after 50 years there will be a electronic pen and there will be people are writing on iPads and those rather than using pen and paper, or they will be using computers for giving exam? How difficult it is in 1970 to assume that in 2020 people would be giving exam on computer. So these are the challenges that we even have today. Then how can we estimate whichever company we are working, whichever product that the company is making, unless those are basic products like agriculture, those are the basics. Those will be there even after 100 years. There will be a wheat production. But for other products, do we know that whether this product will be there or whether this product will be used? 1980, has anyone thought about film camera will be completely out of business? So these are the challenges that we, as a manager, we already have in our companies.
I think in this case, maybe a whiteboard marker will be a new one. At that time, I think whiteboard marker was not.
Yeah, at that time it was all chalk and blackboard.
Chalk and duster.
Nobody would have thought whiteboard in 1970.
Yeah.
But
So
yes, that could be one of the.
Okay,
We are still not using brainstorming. There are only 2 responses. Now this is not a brainstorming. This is not the innovation. That means we have 25 people in this room, a virtual room, but then only 2 or 4 responses have been received. So if we continue working like this in industry, we will never have innovation. Simple. If there are 25 people in the virtual room, there should be at least 25 ideas, or maybe 50 ideas, or maybe 75 ideas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Minimum 25.
Minimum 25 ideas. Something should come from every individual.
Give them 3 more minutes just to generate more ideas. I think. Buy one, get one free. Okay, more on cost side. Okay, that is also fine.
Okay, buy one, get one free. Yeah, that's a kind of a sales promotion that you can do, but that's really not the innovation as far as more colors. Okay, yeah, wonderful. Yeah, more colors.
Maybe the highlighter itself we can have a refill for highlighters, refilling.
Okay. Yeah.
Which will reduce dramatically the cost.
Nobody has integrated any electronic devices along with the pen?
No, we are talking about 1970s, right?
So far?
Because I mean,
yeah, but suppose today you are working in a company called Pen. Will you put FM radio in the pen?
You'll probably put a spy camera in that.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, somebody has already suggested scanning pen.
Okay, scanning pen, wonderful. Charging pen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some ideas are flowing through now. Yeah.
Okay.
See, maybe
wonderful.
due to the pandemic, maybe we can come up with some, anyway, they take the O2 reading, the oxygen reading. Maybe you can integrate while typing, maybe you can check your.
Also, why not a pen with which we can use it for writing over the screen? as a digital pen. On the other side, it's a pen which we can use it on paper. So if we are thinking about pen, then yes, we can pen with whitener. Okay, yeah, it's a good concept. Okay, so now we have at least 10, 15 ideas. Wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing this idea. Let me tell you what this company did. They had a similar brainstorming session in 1970. And one of the production manager, that production manager shared that we should not look only on pen. We should redefine our whole company. So he said that we are, up till now, we have been marketing, branding as a pen company. He says that I don't agree with the pen company concept. We are not a pen company. What we are good at is using the plastic and other raw material and converting it into some kind of instrument. So he says that I want to change the definition, and then everybody in the meeting laughed at him because it's just a production manager. If CEO is talking, then everybody will appreciate. But he was just a production manager. But the CEO of the company, this is a US-based company, the CEO got this, he immediately could recognize that there is some potential. And then he says, okay, let us work together. Look what this company did and what is the result that company has achieved. This company redefined as a plastic equipment manufacturer company. They say what we are good at. We are good at making dyes. We are good at using injection molding of plastic machines. They continued production of pens, whatever they were doing. Look at the revenue in 1970. The total company revenue was only 70 million euro. Today, they are number 2 in safety razors, and they are number 2 in lighters, cigarette lighters. Look at the revenue. These are the revenue figure of 2020 from the audited results. This is the power of innovation. Somebody shared that we should redefine our company as a plastic gadget or plastic equipment company rather than a pen company. And just one line definition or the change of definition caught the CEO's imagination. And look at how this company has executed and look at the revenue right now. If this company would not have done this, they could have been wiped out. And these actions they took during 1970 and 75. And those actions are still helping this company. So this is just a power of innovation, that how you can take input from each and every employee, evaluate it, try to work on it, and see what results can be achieved. But this requires openness, this requires risk-taking abilities, this requires experimentation, this requires a customer connect. So many other changes will be required to be brought in the company to be successful.
Ketan, one question here.
Yes.
So they must have changed this strategy in 1975, right?
Yes, between 70 and 75, they launched a razor and lighter.
Right, and so last 25 years they are on the same idea, or they have implemented?
These are the 3 major products. They are working on few more innovative products, but they are still in the experimentation stage. But these 3 are major revenue generation right now, at least in 2020. When I saw the results.
My question was related to in last 7. This is a revolutionary change, that completely different idea taken from the what they are used to do. But have they taken anything more after 75 to 22, or working on the same idea?
Yeah, see, these are such R&D projects will never be disclosed. So unless they experiment it. Whenever we document a case study, we only document what is already announced or what is published.
Right.
So we don't know whether they have identified any more projects or not. It may happen that these 3 products, the company may be bankrupt in next 10 years. We don't know.
What is the name of the company?
BIC, BIC, BIC,
Sorry?
BIC, BIC.
BIC, B-I-C. Okay, good.
Any expansion for big?
Pardon?
Any expansion for big, for the abbreviation big? No.
BIC is the name of a company.
Oh, that itself. Okay.
Yeah, it's a brand. It's a brand name.
Okay.
Okay, my question to you is, what stops companies or individual? They are good, but they somehow are not becoming great. What do you think? What stops them? There are many
It's
good
probably
companies,
the-
right?
Yeah, it's probably the lack of interest, I would say.
Lack of interest, okay.
Lack of leadership.
Lack of leadership, okay. Yeah, there could be n number of reasons, but one of the striking reason is if a company or individual start feeling complacency, they feel that, okay, whatever we are doing is really good, then probably the company will not become a great company. So this is something that we have to continuously look at. Okay, we might be doing good, but then we should not be complacent. We should not be satisfied with the good. We should be thinking about what is next. And that curiosity and that level of future orientation will keep us on toes, and we'll try to implement many new ideas. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Which are the two words, two letters most important from today's perspective? Has anyone selected A and H? And if yes, then I would like to know your logic. Why you selected A and H? I'm giving you a hint
No one.
now.
No one.
Maybe it's the most used.
Most used, okay. Any other logic? Any
No,
other, anybody else?
Most used is E, actually.
Okay, okay. Let me show you. This is a complete journey from ha to aha to ah. If we are really looking at innovation, then we should be aiming for an aha moment from the customer. That can only happen if we have aha moment of realization or a new idea or a product, and that can only happen with when we have a company environment which is full of playfulness. That's what Google Workplace is all about. Everybody is laughing, chit-chatting, talking. There is a cooler discussion, cooler talk is being promoted. Collaboration is happening. And look at which are the letters used in aha to ah. Only A and H. So from the innovation point of view, I think A and H letters are extremely important and relevant. This is a journey. If we have haha in the company, but our current cubicles and the discipline and so many rules and regulation does not allow us to collaborate with employees or with customers, we are strictly no. Nobody is allowed to communicate with customer except the sales or key account managers. These are all the roadblocks of innovation. So somewhere we have to think about combining. So if your persona is a jester or a sage or an artist, is a leading dominant personality, but we have to combine all three and make sure that customer may have aha moment so that customer will repeat purchase from us, and there will be a loyalty from customer, and customer will become our advocate. So this is what we should be aiming with innovation. Okay, so now coming, I think Vivek, Mr. Nikhil wanted to share his success about innovation and journey.
Okay.
Is it there?
Nikhil. Okay, let me check.
Is Mr. Nikhil there who wanted to share his innovation success story?
I don't see any
We don't see
person
him
with the
online.
name Nikhil.
Okay. Yeah, so I think now we are heading towards the action plan. And if there are any other open points, questions, anything that you would like to share. Well, what is most important is not just to treat this program as just a webinar or a training session, but think about transforming, think about taking away a few things as a takeaway and try to implement from tomorrow morning when you work, when you start working. Can you bring 5 changes? 5 changes that you will do and 5 changes that you will stop doing it. The action plan is most important, because if we don't bring a change, then we will be like again the same like yesterday, and then there will not be any benefit of any such knowledge intervention. Yes, it's open for everyone. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, one point which I could think from the leader's perspective is rewarding for performance and not only for outcome.
Okay.
Because generally speaking, when a thing is successful, people who are successful in discovering tool or whatever, they are rewarded. But what a person who puts all genuine efforts to really be successful, but probably this time he has failed. Maybe he's closer to success, maybe after some time. Therefore, a good leader should look for these things and reward people for performance, not only for the result.
Okay, so here I have one more dimension to it. Instead of rewarding individual, what about rewarding a team?
No, I meant for the team. I meant the team.
Yeah.
Rewarding the team.
Yes. Because this is what innovative companies have found out, that instead of individual rewards, reward the team. And then they found it extremely working concept.
In this case, what happens is people will then get motivated and then they will start contributing.
True.
Because all of them would like to be a part of the recognition or reward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, this requires some change on HR side. This requires change on HR manual, company policy, structure, etc., measurement system, performance appraisal. But if we really want to become innovative company, then I think these kind of changes are quite acceptable.
Yeah. Let me share my views.
Okay. Any other sharing or question?
Yeah, I think let's ask other people first, and then I will share.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anybody want to share ideas on this?
There's a question.
There's a question.
Wow is better than yeah, but it could have been used, but then I wanted to use A and H.
Okay.
So that it's easy for me to remember.
Right. So if we put wow, then W will become most important.
Yeah, but you can, I mean, these are no standard ISO standard for this. So
right.
It's just a way of looking at it. You can use wow.
Correct. So let's other people like contribute. Meanwhile, let me talk about it. So
Yes.
What I have observed actually that why innovation does not happen and how innovation can happen. If people are too busy in performing their work, then innovation will not happen. So if you are doing the same work, I think you don't expect anything new because you're doing the same thing. So people who are very busy with their work, performing like catching up with the time to complete their day-to-day task or the tasks which are actually assigned to them. And if they are busy with that, probably nothing will happen. They can continue with what is given to them, and that's what.
But then isn't it creating a frustration, because then it impacts our increment, promotion.
It is indeed.
And then we are not able to correlate because of our initiative or no initiative. This is the impact on us.
Let me share you. I just looked at the LinkedIn. There was a post which was quite rotating around by many people that you are in the late 40s and recruiters are not looking at you. I'm too old to be hired, actually. So actually, I don't think you are too old to be hired, but actually for so long, you are just doing what is given to you. And you're too busy in meeting your day-to-day work. So there is nothing adding to you and your cost is increasing every day. right?
Yes.
You expect that I have done a lot of work for a whole day or whole year, and therefore my salary should be increased by 10%. And if the company increases it by 5%, it is a frustration actually. 10%, 15%, 20%. So you are getting costlier, but nothing new is getting added. So if you are doing the same thing, you are doing just meeting your what is assigned to you, you're not doing anything new other than what you're supposed to do.
True.
Then probably you get obsolete, and this will come that I'm getting too old to be hired. That's a problem of not doing anything new. Actually, not you are getting older basically. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people here are of like quite senior here. Probably if they have not done so far, so they have to do it now. Otherwise, people become relevant. Second thing, what I say, how do you get new ideas? Brainstorming, everything is fine. These are all tools, but you have to get away from your day-to-day work. That's my understanding. You have to get away. You have to meet new people. You have to meet people who have no relation with your day-to-day work altogether. Only then you will get a new idea, because you are meeting people who have nothing to do with your work, right? Plus upskilling you, getting into a training. So if people are not getting into a training is not just upskilling. Training is also tossing new ideas and discussing on that without any fear of loss or any kind of repercussion.
Yes.
You are completely safe in a training room. You can experiment, you can talk about it, you can discuss about it, you get new ideas, come back and try implementing them. So people do not go training, and then you cannot go new ideas. If you are not meeting new people, you will not get new ideas. That's what I think I wanted to get.
Okay, yeah. Any quick reflection? Anything?
Two things probably will stand out. One is challenging opportunities filled with challenges. Second is mentoring sessions also. Training is different. Of course, mentorship is different.
Yes.
Yeah, mentoring is just pushing the problem and probably triggering the innovative spirit in you, or the creative thing is just triggering.
Absolutely.
Instead of giving a problem and asking to find a solution, probably the mentor can also trigger some ideas on which the people can develop.
Yes.
And third one, of course, is the opportunities. That first is challenges. Third one is the opportunities and rewards.
True.
Because
Yes.
all said and done, appreciation is something which
It's very important. Very important.
everybody craves for, and the recognition is important.
Absolutely. Okay, I think I'm done. Thank you very much. If there are any other points or any quick reflection.
We can open for the question actually.
Yeah, open for question. Yeah. Anything? Okay, Kalyan, may I conclude?
Okay.
Yeah, dot on time.
Yeah, there is no question looking like this. So probably, Kalyan, can you conclude it?
Yeah. So I think, as always, I am privileged to attend to these sessions of our dear friend KG, as we call him. He throws up new ideas, and the discussions do bring up trigger some new thoughts for us as we leave. I liked particularly the three circles interactions which you talked about around innovation, the desirability, feasibility, and the viability aspect of it. And one thing I would like to take away for me is, we are way beyond 40s, but doesn't mean that innovation should die. The innovative spirit should be there with you always.
Yes.
That will keep you alive. That's what is the takeaway for me. How you never should feel old, or you feel that you are out of sorts, you are not keeping pace with the world or with the time change. I think all of us have done enough to keep pace. We have been adaptive. Humans are super adaptive. Otherwise, we will not survive this world.
No, I brought this point as 40 plus age. We need to be more innovative because
More
we have
innovative, correct.
experience, we have a
Exactly.
knowledge, we have a wisdom, we have
Yes,
worked with people, we have worked with problems. I think
exactly.
the
So
people with a 40 plus can contribute a lot than what they are contributing now.
exactly, they are at the right age to bring their wealth of experience and look at those missed opportunities which we have missed
And
earlier.
also
we
they
could
can
at least give
mentor
it
the
to them.
youngsters and bring them on to
Correct.
innovation.
Exactly. So we can actually do that role in addition to sparing ideas. Like somebody said here, do the mentoring better. I think they the community here can really contribute. We look forward to all of your inputs and support our group. And thank you, KG, for a very wonderful session today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great. So thank you very much to all of you who have spared your time to come over here and looking to learn new things, trying to be more innovative. Before I conclude, I just talk about one thing, one concept. There is a difference between a knowledge and realization. So what knowledge is a gyan. It's you get a lot of things and you understand, you good, but it does not trigger the action. But realization is something which you gain something, your knowledge, but it also trigger an action. I'm sure that today's session is will be triggering a realization which trigger an action than actually just knowledge as such. So thank you very much, and thank you very much to all the people who have come over here, and I look forward to next session next month, and with all of you coming up with one more friend coming over here. So I look forward that next time we will be double in this forum and having more action triggered.
Can we have the link for this PPT, please?
Yes, we will share.
Yes.
We will share.
Yeah, so we will send
Along
out
with the email, it will come.
Oh, to the people who attended the session? Is
Yes.
it so?
Yes.
Yes.
You will get an email.
Oh, okay.
Also the
Thank you.
PDU, 1.5 PDU that you can claim.
Yeah. So
If
it
you
will
are
come
a
along
PM.
with that.
If
Oh,
you are
yes.
a
Thank
PM.
you.
If
Thank
you are
you
a
so much.
PM.
So people who attended, you have already registered the mail ID, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
It was
very
a
much.
wonderful session.
And
very
I have
informative.
posted a link to join our WhatsApp group. You can use that in the chat box. There is a link available. You can use that and join our WhatsApp group so that you get the notification of these webinars in time and can register for it. And thank you very much. And thank you, Ketan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kalyan.
Very, very interesting and informative session. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.